Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Eve, again here. In today's video, we're going to talk about Oboro, who is the SR unit that I think a lot of people don't really neglect because, again, she's not in the tier list or like on the top ladder or anything like that. She's not quite used a lot as well. But I think she's a very solid and great unit. She looks insanely good. Her design is very good. And her kit is actually very decent as well. Unfortunately, it's just how a lot of other units are extremely broken, and because of that, unfortunately, she doesn't get the spotlight, but she does have a lot of good stuff that she can bring. And so in today's video, we're going to take a look at her kit, at her gear. I'm going to show you two builds, the early build and like a little bit of a mid to end game build as well. We're going to talk about the shelves, all of her like stuff that you can do to buff different type of stuff that you can do with her. And also I'm gonna show you the games, some of the games from the PvP as well that I did when I was bringing her into PvP. Also, one of the good things is no one bans Oboro, so if you put a full-on build on her and you're only even using one DPS in the team, sometimes they don't even ban that. So that's really cool and funny stuff when they get one-shotted by Oboro. So because people don't really expect anything from her or like her being really good. So in terms of her ultimate, what does? She's dealing 390% damage to a single target, so she's full on single target. Has a 75% chance to inflict bleed. And here I didn't really like the bleed too much. It didn't feel that great, to be honest. Unfortunately, even if you go full on attack, again, bleed scales off from attack, it didn't feel like it was much of worth the investment into the attack, while you could just invest into crits more, and then she would just be purely doing much more damage with her single damage rather than going for that bleed full on. So I don't recommend going to bleed too much. Again, it's some nice additional damage, but it's not gonna like one shot with a bleed there if you're expecting something like that. On crit hit, reduces the target's turn meter by 45%. So that's another huge winner if you're having crits. So you buff crit rate, she's most likely are gonna do this thing here. The reducing targets 45% is pretty huge. So if they're running, for example, their DPS is gonna be their last, obviously, because supports are always faster. So you're gonna hit it, and it's gonna go like basically for 2 turns. He's not gonna be doing anything because 45% is very big. So in terms of her second skill, she does 280% damage to a single enemy with a 100% chance to inflict defense down for 2 turns. So defense reduction is by 60%. That's very big amount. Again, you're only doing this 100% if you have the level 5. Full on level 5, you're going to be 100% doing the debuff on the enemies. Her first skill is basically 2 hits, 120% damage, with a 15% chance to inflict 2 turns speed down. On a crit hit, has a 50% chance to inflict 1 stack of the bleed. So speed down, unfortunately, the chances are very low on the speed down. I wish they did much more. If this was much more on the speed down, I think she would be such a solid unit. She would be such a more higher in terms of top units. He would be much higher if this had a very decent chance, if you would proc it usually, she would be so good, like actually very good unit. So now we know what she does. Again, bleed here doesn't really matter. What you want to have in terms of the stats on her, I would recommend going for the crits. Again, crits are, I think, usually on the DPS units, you're always going to go for the crits. They're the best case scenario. Attack you do want to have attack on a decent side. Again, it always needs to be there with any unit, with any DPS. But don't go too overboard thinking that the bleed, you want to go for the full bleed. Again, I didn't really like the bleed, how it performed when I went and tried to put everything into attack. Didn't go much on the crit damage and crit rate. It was very low. And again, it didn't work for me too well. I also tried to put like effect accuracy so that we're definitely always proccing the bleeds on all of the attacks that we're doing. I did put like a little bit of crit rate there, so a little bit of effect accuracy and the as much attack as possible, but it still wasn't enough in terms of what she does with the bleed again, so don't recommend going too much on the attack. In terms of her gear, this is the early type of build that you want to do for her. If you're like on the starting of the game, basically, this is the very easy way to get. So onslaught plus harvest, very easy to go early on. Again, you will need to have three of them, like or three on them that you can farm with. Probably you will be doing with Didding on the transformation, so you can put out the full on. The plus 12, the 12 piece on the onslaught and the 8 piece on the harvest as well. So I have one full harvest here as well, just to do that. But again, I didn't put anything crazy here on the right side. It's just gonna be full crit rate, full damage, crit damage, as well as full crit rate. Again, you want to swap those for later on for the much more like, you know, for the mythic ones, not the outstanding, because again, they do much more percentages when it comes to overall stats. So because of that, you want to switch these three for much higher ones later on. It's just because I tried to do the early build, and unfortunately I didn't have much of an onslaught here that I could put, so I could have a full-on matrix pieces. So because of that, I had to use these three. But again, you can try going for a full onslaught plus like at least harvest 4. I think that should be possible for everyone in the beginning of the game as well. So that's what you can put on her. In terms of the skills, what you want to update in the first thing first, obviously is going to be her ult. Again, this one, because it buffs the turn meter to 45%, so when you're using ult, that would be really good. Reduces KD as well. Her second one is where you want to buff as well, because this is where you get the 100% chance to reduce the defense. So you also do want to have this one. But again, on the free to play, like even if you're a free to play, again, this is not hard to get those. A lot of those lattice for purple for the SR unit. So again, I did invest everything for her, but I wouldn't recommend going too crazy on the last one. Again, maybe only some of the stuff that, for example, 15% here just for an additional speed reduction. This one is one of the most important, is skill 2, because of the defense down, as well as ultimate, just because it gives the damage multiplier as well as 2 speed here that you will also need, as well as the KD reduction. So she does need the third and second skill. If you can finish up the first one as well, why not? Just for the sake of for the sake of doing it, you can also do it. In terms of your end game build though, this is where you can go for. So I'm going to show it on the dating, because I'm using it on dating currently. The onslaught plus Kenai works perfectly. You go for a full crit on her as well, because again, crits do work with her much better than the attack. So you go for Kenai onslaught. Also, there's a good options again with having like a crit rate and crit damage here on the right sides. That would be nicer. I do need to switch this one, but I didn't get lucky for Kenai yet, so I'm gonna switch it up later. So you wanna have one of those shells, as well as there's a good options if you're gonna go for the Kenai plus momentum. So Kenai buffs the crit damage and the momentum buffs the crit rate, so you can go both 12 pieces on each of them, as well as Fury could be also additionally good if you're going for that crit attacks. And when a landing animus lands a crit, the damage results of that hit are by additional 12%. So that's really good. Obviously, you want to have the Fury Edge as well if you are on that like on the Infernos. You can finish them, then you can add the Fury as well, their Fury Edge, just for the additional crit rate as well as crit damage. That will be very helpful. So those are the best end game type of builds that you can put on her. So in terms of the shells, If you're going to use her in PvP, I do recommend still putting the White Fang on her, just because White Fang can bypass that Valerian whenever she uses her like basically unkillable stuff, her ult in the beginning of the game. When after you are attacking, you're getting the enemy with this one attack to 0 HP. He gets healed a little bit, and then you're getting the hit here again, and you're doing even damage again and killing the enemy in one go. So because of that, I do recommend using White Fang in the PvP. In the other good options, obviously could gonna be the Kond. Just because again, if you're going for that attack and you have a decent attack build, then this could be it. But even if they don't, he still is really good by like increasing their attack by 1000 for 2 turns. That's really huge. In addition, applying the lively shell, so that's already very good, and could be working with her for sure. Another good option, Jackal Guard, also works. Again, he does have a follow-up attack. It's not crazy damage. I wouldn't say it's like insane amount of damage that he's doing, but he does have the speed up owners, increases their turn meter by 25%, so that's very helpful early on as well. Revellion is another good option. Everyone uses Revellions on the DPS, so if you're going for a full DPS, then Revellion is also a good way to go with it. As well as, again, if you have a good stats here, like an Onslaught plus Momentum or Momentum plus the Kenai, you can definitely just put Revellion there and it's gonna be really good. So those are a few options for you to try. Again, Jackal is better if you're having a Swift Rush as well in her. She can be a Swift Rush unit if you want to use her more of like a debuffer side with the additional good damage. The Swift Rush could be really well as well. Then you're going for the full Swift Rush, maybe with a little bit of Onslaught on there, or like a Swift Rush plus Brumble also works, just so she can attack sometimes with her slow here, and maybe apply, if you're lucky, the speed, and then you can also amplify her effect accuracy so that she has a better chance to apply the speed there, as well as maybe bleeding also if you're looking for that, as well as she's gonna have a much higher chance to like, again, if they have resists, to apply the defense down as well. But again, she has a high 100% chance there. But again, the resists sometimes do play the role. Other than that, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, where I'm going to show you the clip right now of how I used her in the PvP, how I was having fun with her. Also, don't forget that I stream every day, so you can tune in for the streams. We play Ethereum, other type of gachas as well, and also you can join in on the Discord, so you don't, if you don't want to miss any videos or streams. I always post notifications in there, so again, you don't miss anything. Other than that, hopefully you have a great day, and hopefully you will enjoy these clips. I think I'm scared of it more. Oh fuck. Please, not too much pushback. Okay, nice, she's still there. Okay, he got the healing. She got resist. Okay, we got that done. Another resist. Oh! Stun. It's stun, my friend. Okay, she's dead. He's still stunned. Okay, he's got an invincibility on someone, on her. Then we need to kill him first. Well, fucking Oboro one-shots.